Very similar, if not the same font.
Right, Kerry, whenever you're ready.
Same.
Okay, folks.
So for my final major project, I'm going to be doing an advertising campaign for the Odd Body Tattoo Studio. They're an independent company based on Station Road in Twyford, so it's really accessible to people that don't drive. The owner is Jack Trimble. They don't really have a perception of specific tattoos that they really like to work with. They find most interest in the interest that the customer has with the tattoos themselves, so they say that they're really open to working with any style of tattoo. They do have a shock dog as well. That's used as a calming aid for people that might be a bit nervous about getting tattoos, and that's something I wanted to include in my adverts to have a kind of heartwarming element towards it. That is a little video, and it's really cute, so I'm going to play it. His name's Schneebly. That's the guy from the School of Rock. So I'm going to make 3 adverts. This is wrong. I'm making a 10-second YouTube advert, a 30-second TV advert, and a 90-second extended advert. And the style I'm going for is cinematic adverts because I feel like the artistic way that it's filmed kind of goes with the artistic nature of the industry. These are some of the adverts that I actually got some inspiration from. So this first one was the one that made me first want to do cinematic style with my work. It's long, so I won't play all of it. A lot of responses I got from surveys was that the music used is really over-dramatised, and that's something I do want to try and avoid. So that's just, I really like the style that they've used to advertise with, but it is really over-dramatised, and that's something I do want to try and swerve away from. I'm also going to be trying to make some cinemagraphs, so these are kind of like posters with a bit of movement in them, because I found that interactive media is a lot more popular within this particular industry and people that look into the industry. But I'm also going to try and take some still images from these to make posters and billboards and things for people that don't really use media that much. Okay, so these are some of the test shoots I've done. They're not as good as the other ones you've seen because I haven't put them together yet. And I haven't done anything with them, I've literally just uploaded them. Am I on it?
So you can't keep doing...
Yeah, so I want to show a lot of the dog within my advert as that heartwarming element, and I also want to go over some of the tattoos they have in place there. I did focus a lot on, so when he was making the tattoo, I did try and focus a lot on the tattoos that he has himself, because I think it's an important element to show that he's got them himself. I want to show the personalities of the artists within my work so that they're not seen as that intimidating. When doing my test shoots, I found that adding a stabilizer to some of them did kind of warp the videos a bit and make them go funny. So that's made it clearer to me that I do need a slider within my shots, which won't work amazingly well in some. Yes?
If you zoom out and then use the stabilizer, it will zoom it in a bit more, and then because if you use the stabilizer, it will make it really look big. But if you make your shot smaller and then zoom in, it won't warp them as much. Just saying.
Or I'll do that. Thank you. But yeah, the best example of the warped footage I've found is this one. See, so that one kind of goes differently every time it plays. Sometimes it goes slow motion, sometimes it jolts, and that's why I want to avoid using that. Okay, so due to the industry having such diverse clientele, I've had to focus my research on all the people that might fall under this scale. even though the industry has an age restriction of people under 18 not being able to get tattoos, I have tried to look into their opinion of the industry to try and get an overall view of how it's perceived in society. From this, I was actually able to find out that 83% of under 18s plan on getting a tattoo, and that's made it even more clear to me on how the industry's popularity is growing in correlation to the way in which society develops. So, raise your hand if you have a tattoo. Okay, what made you go to the parlour that you went to?
It was available. It was open. No, I don't know. I don't really, because it was my first tattoo, so I don't really know much about like the different places. But the first one I tried to go to, the people were quite rude, so I didn't want to go there. But the people at this one, they were really nice, so it just makes you feel like.
So that kind of solidifies the fact that I want to show the personalities of the artists within the advert, so that it's not as intimidating for people that might be nervous. Ruby, could you be influenced to go to a different parlour based on the quality of their advertising?
Maybe it depends on a lot of other factors, because that art is on your body for a really long time. So it depends on like the sort of artists they have, like what sort of like what they specialise in. Like if I actually like the people, there's a lot of different like elements, and it's more practical rather than the quality of advertising. I think, in my opinion.
Raise your hand if you plan on getting a tattoo. Why? Is it something that has meaning, or is it just something that seems cool and you've been influenced to get it?
I better not say what I'm getting, but I'm going to get something good. That's just going to roll.
Just something that means.
Oh, Adam, what kind of tattoo?
I'm joking, Harry.
Jesus, calm down, buddy.
Right, from the surveys I sent out, I have actually found that particularly women aged over 50 don't understand the appeal of the tattoo industry, and that's because as they were growing up, they were taught to think that people who had tattoos were known as like thugs, and that's something that I kind of want to change in my adverts. I want to try and change the perception of that and let them know that,
Yeah, I don't actually understand the appeal of tattoos myself, but not for the same reason as those people you just mentioned now. See, the reason why I don't understand why it's so good, let alone would want to get one, is more because, say, you might think it's appealing right now to get yourself a tattoo on your body, but you have to remember how permanent it actually is, and then you just have to think to yourself in your mind, would you want that on your body by the time you're age 50? Will it look as good on you then as, say, when you're 18?
yeah, that
So
is a
what would
good
you say to
point.
someone
All I
like
have
that?
to say is YOLO.
Yeah, but you
No,
might change in that time. Throughout the ages.
That is a good point, although some people, if you don't have an idea of anything meaningful to get, then it's good to steer clear of getting a tattoo, because like you said, it is permanent. But a lot of tattoos are really meaningful to people, so that's probably the reason they get them. But it was that women aged over 50 said they didn't even understand the appeal of the industry, even if it was a meaningful tattoo. Is that kind of the same concept, or?
Well, it's different to what I had in mind, but it makes sense, yeah.
It's expression as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. When looking into how I can cater my campaign for all the different subcultures within the industry, I found the three most important elements to include are the hygiene of their workplace, the reliability of their work, and the personalities of the artists. And the reasons I got for this is so that the audience can know that they can trust the company, they know they're going to get quality work, and it's just going to be good. And the best way to cater for all of these subcultures was actually a point raised by a respondent from my survey, and they said with the music choice I use, I should try and use a mix of songs, because there's a diverse group of people that actually go to get tattoos. That's it.
Sorry, I thought you had another question
no
to
second
just
up?
annoy you with.
Oh yeah, question, sorry.
Yeah, just the one. When you say diverse group of people, what diverse groups of people do you have in mind? Like, which kinds of people would you say would be interested in getting these tattoos?
So what I mean by a diverse range of people being interested in them is that literally everyone is interested in getting tattoos. The opinion really varies. Like, you could have some middle-aged men that love them or some middle-aged men that hate them. But what I'm trying to get across is that it's such a broad market that I want to try and cater to all of them.
I think, I don't know if you mentioned this, but your advert should definitely have like customer feedback. Because like, I know you're going in to get a tattoo, but like, at the end of the day you're getting stuff put on your skin, so you want to hear the people that have already been in there and got it.
Yeah, no, that is actually a really good point. I was gonna, in my campaign, I was gonna include an interview with the artists themselves, but it's actually a good idea. I'll probably do it with some customers
Yeah.
too. Thanks.
I don't know where you find them.
Do it after, like when they get tattooed.
Yeah, I wasn't straight
yeah,
after.
like, ask them if they could do it.
Anyone else?
How's your experience?
Any other questions or any other thoughts about how Kerry can improve her work?
You could have, so like Sam was saying about the feedback, like you could just condense it into like, you know, them little montages that just have even like a single word or something, just like
Yeah.
customers that are like pleased with their results, and just have like maybe in the extended advert or something like that. You just like condense it and just have a few little
So,
phrases.
Kind of like, I think it was Evian did loads of adverts about how their water made people feel, and they just said a random word.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
something like that, and then have a good music behind it, and then something.
If I did one, I'd put cushy in it. If I did an advert like that, I'd put cushy in it.
Say cushy.
Well, it is.
It's cushy.
Very cushy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well done, Kerry. Very good. Yeah.
So what did you guys like to
Harry.
say?